All right, everybody, welcome to this week's subject, and today's subject is a very exciting one. This week we're going to talk about level 1 objection handling. So let's first start by saying, what is an objection? An objection is a barrier or a customer who wants to stop before they get to the end of the job and make a purchase to get the job done. So really, you have to listen. You have to say, here's the prices, what should we do? And if a customer says anything other than, no, I don't want to buy from you, or I don't want to buy right now, can we just do it a different date? I'll call you back later. Well, then there is no objection. So to listen for the word no or not now, I want to do it a different date, I'll call you back later. Those are the two things you're listening for. So anything that doesn't have no or not now is really not an objection. Basically, when the client throws some things out there to try to see, they kind of protest about the price, but they don't tell you no and they don't tell you not now. What they're doing essentially is they're checking your belief in the options. And so they really want to know if the prices they're seeing, which frankly they're probably shocked at how much higher they thought it would be compared to the last service provider, or even maybe your own company before you raised your prices, right? And so they're trying to see if the service provider himself believes in the prices. And so what they do is they say things like, oh my gosh, you're going to have to do better than that. Or, you know what, can we just hold off on everything right now? Because I didn't know it would cost this much money. And I just want to tell you, we can't afford this stuff. Or they may say, you know what, this looks really good and you did a great job. But can we hold off on this and I'll talk to my wife and I'll call you back later. These are all objections or stalls, right? And these are where you have to go into action. This is where level 1 objections really come into place. So understand, a level 1 objection is really not an objection. It's just the customer saying something, and then they're looking to see what your response is to see how much you believe in these prices and what you put out there on the table. So if a customer says, you know, I have to hold off on everything, this is all way too much. Or they may even say, you know what, can you email the prices to me and I'll call you back sometime tomorrow? You can then say, well, sure, Joe, I mean, we can take a look at that in a second, but I can do better than that. So for instance, why don't we just take the top option off the table and then you can always look at the rest of them. That would be if you actually have an objection. But today we're going to talk about what happens if you don't have the objection and people just say things that kind of make you feel bad, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe the prices are this high. And did you hear somebody say no? Did you hear them say not now? Because if you didn't hear that, then it's really not an objection. So let's just go through that a little bit. If somebody said, oh my gosh, I've never seen a price this high before from a heating guy or a plumber, you could say, well, John, it definitely is a high investment, so what should we do? Well, I need to think about this. And you could say, sure, Joe, take all the time you need. I'll stay right here. What should we do? Oh, my wife is going to kill me if I pay this much money. Well, Joe, I did this for your wife actually to make sure she'd be not frustrated. So what should we do? Do I have to do this right now? Just do what's right for your family. What should we do? Are these prices competitive? Well, these prices are one of a kind. So what should we do? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what to do. I understand. It's a lot to think about. You need to see some time? Yeah, I need some time to think about it. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll wait right here. What should we do? So in a way, level 1 price objections are kind of like the kickoff, if you will. In the absence of an actual objection where people say no or not now, anything other than that is level 1. And this is going to be about 90% of all objections are going to fit into this category. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a price like this before. I wasn't expecting that kind of a price. And you could say, definitely, I wasn't expecting to find there was no air quality here either. So what should we do? Oh my gosh. How much do the parts cost? I would say it's all part of the service. What should we do? Make sense? So level 1 objections is having a short one-liner phrase and then coming back with the what should we do at the end. We have 2 different pages of level 1 price objections, and not price, but all different kinds of objections, right? I want you to read through these with your coach right now and memorize them so we can do some level 1 objections next week, and then we'll move on to our next segment, which is called the 6-pack of objection handling. That's all we have for now. So work on the level 1, read through the worksheet with your coach, and then next week we're going to have you do it again and then move on to level 2 as well. That's all we have for now, everybody. Have a great one. We'll see you guys again next time. Have a good one.